Today's topic: herpes blister. Welcome to International Academy Germanische Heilkunde by Dr.Hamer, MD. My name is John Holledauer. At GHK Academy, I'm responsible for representing the original seminar program, according to Dr. Hamer, in the English language. To pinpoint the cause of a symptom, we first must determine the tissue that have reacted. If we know which tissue is affected, we know which conflict to look for. In the case of herpes, the outer skin has reacted, that is, squamous epithelium. The red group. The outer skin always has the separation conflict as its cause. The localization of the symptoms herpes blister says that one has associated the separation conflict at the lip. Now, there are two ways of experiencing a separation conflict. Either one wants to be separated conflictively, for example, when one is disgusted by a kiss, or one does not want to be separated conflictively, for example, the farewell kiss. In the active phase, the squamous epithelium ulcerates, and the skin is sensory deaf. The active phase is usually not noticeable, but the healing phase is painful, with inflammation and swelling. We have a high sensitivity at the lips and can register the slightest touch. There are a lot of nerves in the lips, which is why the healing phase is often very painful. The healing phase of the outer skin proceeds without a fever. If a fever is also present, then additional SBS must be in solution. In the epicrisis, we have the absence. This is a brief state of unresponsiveness, which is usually not noticed, and at the end of the healing phase, the symptom has disappeared. Of course, handedness is crucial in the case of the outer skin, but regardless of that, there's also the local separation. For example, if spit falls accidentally on my right side of the lips, I have a cold sore on the right side on that spot, regardless of whether I am left or right-handed, and regardless of whether the spit is related to a partner or mother-child. As is always the case with the outer skin, separation conflict is about someone you want to be separated from or you does not want to be separated from. If my cell phone is stolen, I may suffer conflict because of it, but it will be in no way a separation conflict, because no matter how close the relationship with the cell phone might be, maybe even despite of Siri and Alexa, I don't cuddle with it. It's not a living being. Case studies. An example of not want to be separated is the goodbye kiss. A child was sick and is being cared for by the mother. It was planned for all the children to visit the grandparents several days before the child became sick. When the children were sent off and the mother kissed her seemingly healthy child goodbye, the mother wondered if it was the right thing to do, to allow the child to leave. This was the associated separation for the mother on her lips. When the next day the child called and told the mother that everything is fine and that he is enjoying himself, the mother went into solution with a fever blister. Example of wanting to be separated. A woman was leisurely swimming her length in the pool. She watched as an older man got out of the pool, blew his nose into his hand, and flung the snot back into the pool with a slingshot motion. The snot flowed in the water surface at the level where this woman was swimming through the water with her lips. She subsequently got severe herpes and she never got into that pool again. Instinctively, she thus avoided the drag swimming pool. The recurrent herpes blister. The recurrent herpes blister requires a drag. A typical example is the dirty glass in the restaurant. Someone drinks from a glass and suddenly notices that the glass hasn't been cleaned properly, and there are food stains or lipstick on the lip of the glass. At that moment, you want to be separate from the previous user of the glass. At the same time, the track programs itself. In this restaurant, the glasses are dirty. And from now on, one reacts chronic with the fever blister after each visit to this restaurant. One can study the conflict solution, and the conflict load very easily with less noticeable symptoms like the herpes blister. So, stay tuned. The next conflictive experience is sure to come. Goodbye. Until the next video.
Germanische Heilkunde is considered by those who have understood its underlying principles to be the most significant discovery in known human history. While conventional medicine is based on more than 5,000 hypotheses, Germanische Heilkunde can be proven at any time to be the only medicine that is scientifically verifiable. With Germanische Heilkunde, for the first time in recorded human history, there is a scientifically verifiable medicine for each patient case. More than 30 medical universities have already confirmed this in the past. Still, Dr. Hamer's discoveries have been suppressed and denigrated for over 40 years. Take your health into your own hands and learn Germanische Heilkunde while you are still healthy. For this purpose, the GHK International Academy offers you an extensive program of seminar tutorials from the basics through the organ level to the psychoses. This seminar program will change your relationship with your body and your health once and for all. You will find the direct link to the homepage of the GHK International Academy below the video.